Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. Now, we are continuing with our big series again this week. So, I've got the big bicycle and I've got the Party Puggles die set from Spellbinders, and we're going to make another 5x7 card because this die set is big. So, I'm just going to take my bone folder and get my card stock ready. This is going to be a 5x7 top folding card, and I've got the lattice work embossing folder, and I've just taken a red panel and I've used the embossing folder to emboss this panel, and I'm just going to get it laid down on my card base, and we're going to have a little bit of an edge around there. I originally was going to put a silver panel underneath it, and then I kind of forgot about it, so I laid this straight down on the white, and it looks okay. I'm all right with it. I just had forgotten about the silver. So I'm going to just start bringing in my elements and start building our big bicycle. And I'm choosing to make this a Christmas card. So I've got a green shadow for my bicycle, and I've got a red frame, and I'm bringing in some black tires, and I've used the brush black cardstock from Spellbinders. And when I die cut it out, I used a scrap, and there was kind of a missing piece there. But it's okay. I'm going to cover it up. I'm not wasting that brushed black cardstock from Spellbinders, and I'm going to just cover that up to where you don't see it. And I realize I'm starting to do it, but then I realize I think that I need to put it on the back tire so that I can fully cover up that gap there. So I'll mess around with it, and then I'll realize that I need to put it on the back tire. And I had thought about that when I die cut it out, and then I just forgot. And so I just pulled that off, and I'm going to put it on the back and just let the chain guard cover up that gap in the die. And then it'll work out just fine. And then we'll just get some more glue laid down on here, and we'll lay our other black tire on our spokes there. And I had big plans for this bicycle on that 5x7, but I'm telling you what, that bicycle takes up a good part of that 5x7, and I had to kind of pare back the design that I had in mind for it. So now I'm just going to bring in the chain cover and get it laid down, and I'm going to use some silver cardstock for that. And so we'll just lay some glue down on this red chain guard, and we'll add our silver chain guard to it. And then there's also a silver piece that you can layer on the pedal. And so I am going to bring that silver in and just layer up my pedal as well. My bicycles as a child had metal pedals on them. And so I thought I would just add that and make it look metal. And I'm just getting it lined up. And everything lines up pretty easily on here. There's also like a medallion for that chain guard, that there's a circle element there, and I'm going to lay that on there. And then I also decided to go ahead and cut out another one of those medallions and put it as my spoke on my spokes, just to kind of cover it up. So I will do that. Right now I'm going to lay some silver on the handle and the brake that's on there. And I cut out some silver. So I've been having fun with these big dies. I'm going to definitely want to make some more things with the dog and the cat dies for sure. Because those are super fun, and I think it'll be fun to work on some different colored dogs and cats. So I'm going to lay my seat. I also die cut it out in the silver. Probably didn't need to do that with that, but I just decided that I was going to accent a lot of my bike with the silver. So that's what I did here. And I thought it would be a good accent for a Christmas card. Now this is where I bring in the extra medallion, and I go ahead and put it down on the kind of the spoke area of the wheel, just to add a little bit more silver to it. And we'll just get that down on there. And you can see the bike came together pretty easily. I die cut out several pieces. I had done a light blue and lighter blue bicycle as well, and was thinking about working with it. And then I shifted gears and decided that I would do a Christmas card, because my other two big dies that I did my videos on, I did create Christmas cards with it. So I thought I would just keep with that, because I have been doing Christmas in July. I think this is about the fifth or sixth Christmas card I have made already for July. I have missed a couple of days in doing it because I got incredibly busy there at the holiday time, and so I didn't do a Christmas card. But any of them that I get completed in July is going to be a jump start on December for sure. So I'm just taking my little glue, and I did put my fine tip back in my Sweet Petunia press and took the wider tip out for this purpose, and just laying some glue down on there. And that's barely art glue. That's what I choose to use. And then I'm going to drop this on there, and fortunately it didn't make too big of a gluey mess, but I'm just going to lay it down on there and just move it around to where we've got the shadow around the bicycle with our green. And it works. It's pretty easy. Just trying to get my seat pushed in and just press down everything and clean up a little bit of glue. I will bring in a glue eraser and do some cleanup on it as well. The silver metallic, you got to get that glue wiped off of there. It kind of looks messy. So I'll just use my glue eraser. And any area that I didn't get enough glue on, I'll add some on there so that it's not sticking up. And so now I'm just going to kind of eyeball it on my card and see what is going on. And it looks like this thing just barely fits on the 5x7. It is a big die set. You just have to position it just right so that everything fits exactly on the 5x7. And there we have it. Now I'm going to bring in all of the accessories after I get this laid down on there. And there are a lot. And I'm not going to use them all, but I'm going to show you a lot of them. And so we'll just talk through those as they come in. And we'll get it laid down on there, trying to make sure that front tire and that handlebar is where it needs to be on my card base so that nothing's hanging over. Because I really didn't want to have to trim off and, make the edge of my tire look flat or anything like that. So I wanted to get it on there just perfectly. Now you could certainly cut this down and have half of the bike on an A2 size card, which I have planned to do. I probably will make a card like that. Just cleaning up and pressing down. Now I've got a tray that has all the elements. This is the basket for the bike. I'm bringing in one of my Party Puggles dogs, and I've got the ears laid on there kind of crazy. I'll fix them later. There's a bear. There's a top hat for the Party Puggle, which I wanted to use, but there's just not enough landscape on that card for that. And then you've got some holly, and you've got some vines, and you've got a present. And I've laid the bear's belly there and the bear's face. I haven't assembled it yet, so I will assemble it. And I did 2 colors for the bears. And then there's the arm for the pug that I wanted to do the die that had the arm detached so that I could put the present underneath his arm. And I did die cut out a black piece to go behind my basket just so I didn't see the green through there. And what else have I got? More vines, more flowers. I've got a couple bows that I die cut out, and those are super cute too. And then more flowers. And there's also, let me think, there's a baby bottle, and I'll be dragging that out here in a minute. There's some tulips on some stems, and the tulips are layered. You can do the back collar and then a front collar. There's wine bottle. I die cut 2 wine bottles out. They have a label that you can put on them and a cork that goes with them. I think there was a cupcake, a slice of pie. I didn't cut those out. Just several different things. So what I was thinking of doing was putting my my pug on the back of the bike, and so I put his feet on it, and I really didn't need to do that. I could have just done his upper body and it would have been fine. But I'm going to lift that bike up and press him down in there and get him laid down in. And then I'll add the present and his other arm that's going to hold the present on the back of the bike. So I think it's super cute. You can see my ears are on there wacky, but I do fix them, and the picture at the end will show them with the ears fixed. So I'm putting my present that has a nice big bow around it and my little puggle arm, and I'm going to glue this down on there, and then I'll put his arm down. Actually bring in some pop-up foam and pop it up, and this foam is really too dimensional for what I need. I'll go ahead and get it laid down on there, glue it down, and then I will change the foam because I didn't like how far up it was popping. And I put the same on his arm, but I wind up changing them both just to give a little less dimension on it and just make it look a little, I think actually looked a little better with the smaller foam dimension strips that I use. So I'm just getting that pressed down on there, and I'm trying to get the backer off the foam so that I can get his arm laid down on there. And so now he's going to be holding that gift package. And I just used some pattern Christmas paper that I had and then cut the bow out in red. And so I'm just showing you what that looks like. And then next is when I figure out that I have overestimated the amount of space that I was going to have on this 5x7 card. So I'm going to bring in my top hat, and I'm like, there's no way that I can make this sucker fit on this pug. So I'll lay that aside and we'll use it for something else. And so I'm going to lay my shadow on my basket here and kind of cover up most of that green. And then I've got my metallic, that's where I've actually changed the foam tape on there. And I've got my bear there, and I'm going to bring in his little belly that I have die cut out of Dune cardstock, and I'll lay it on there. And then I also die cut out of that Dune cardstock his little mouth area, and then I had to die cut out that same die because the belly, the mouth, the eyes, and the nose are all on the same die. So I die cut it out once on Dune and then once on black. I use the Dune for the belly and the little face area, and then I'm going to use the black for the nose and the eyes, and I'll use those and get those laid down on there. Not the eyes, the nose and the ears is what I did the black in. And it turns out really cute. You've got a cute little teddy bear here. And these little little earpieces are just teeny tiny, and I'm trying to get them, get the little die cutting hairs off of them and then get them flipped over so I can get them glued down. I'm kind of struggling with this one, getting it flipped over. And then we'll lay the earpiece down. And then this little bear is going to ride in our bicycle basket. And I'm just going to get him laid down in there. And then we'll bring in our basket. I thought about, there's the baby bottle right there. I thought about putting that baby bottle in there with him, and then I decided not to do that. So I'm just going to lay the bear down. And then I'll put the basket on it, and then I will adorn the basket area. And so I decide not to use the baby bottle. And you could put a bottle of wine and a bushel of flowers in this basket. You could do a lot of different things. You could put, a cupcake in there or the other pieces that were there. And so I'm getting my basket laid on top of my little bear, and he's going to be riding in my basket. And then I'm going to take and kind of decorate the rest of the card with the, I'm going to put I decided to use the red bow on the bear, kind of like he's a gift. So we've got the bear as a gift, and we've got the package as a gift that our dog is holding. And I'm just going to take that real small foam dimension piece and lay it on there and put this bow right on my basket there by my bear. It kind of looks like the bow is hanging off of the bear. And we'll get that laid down on there. And then I'm going to bring in my poinsettias, and I've got some yellow dots inside that tray, and I'm just going to bring in the centers for the poinsettias that are in yellow and just lay them down in the center of the poinsettia. And we'll do several of those, and we're going to use those to adorn our card. So I'm just going to glue up several of them and bring in those yellow dots, and we'll get them laid down on our card. So I thought this was fun. I really enjoyed all of these Bibi Camerons. Those party puggles, those are going to be super fun because there's lots of accessories to go with the puggles, and they're smaller in scale, so you'll be able to use them easily on A2 size cards. And you could also put them, if you do the Kindred's card challenges, a lot of times there are small areas, because there's a lot of pattern paper on those designs, and you could easily do a set of 15 with the dogs and the cat, the smaller cat die set as well. I haven't worked with that smaller cat die set yet, but I will probably later this week, and I could see using the Party Puggles and that Sweet Kitty die set for Kindred's Card Challenge, because you'll have some smaller die elements that would work nicely with the sketches, and I think it could be quite fun. So I'm just putting, the poinsettias around, just trying to figure out how I want them. I'm going to add another one. I'll wind up with 5 on there. And you can see I've got the baby bottle, a couple wine bottles, the tulips on their stems, and some vines and some more poinsettias, and the top hat still ready. So I'll just put those back, and I can use them on something else at a later time. So I'm just going to bring in another poinsettia, another center for the poinsettia, and we'll get it laid down on there. And that'll pretty much finish off our card. I did not add a sentiment to it. I thought I could add on the inside some kind of a Christmas sentiment and do that. And you can see I've got the ears kind of on top of the dog's head. And after I shut off the camera, and I'll move them, and then I'll take a picture of the card, and you can see that I move the ears and I've got them in the proper place. So I was thinking about putting something on the inside, and then I decided that I would just save that stuff for another card and clean up my area and then give you a sneak peek at the card. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun making. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.